Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is your first time here. Please hit that subscribe button. Get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on the next episode of, well, there won't be another episode of Brockton County for a little while. So Fort Prairie will be the next episode on Monday. Hope you liked this series, folks. This is episode 162. We made it through a whole Major League Baseball season worth of episodes. 162 games, 162 episodes. What a run this has been. This is the last episode for a little while with this series. I really want to focus on our other series, Fort Prairie, an Alberta themed city, because we're about to really start diving deep into that city with some major upgrades to the region. We got the downtown coming along pretty shortly. We've got a bunch of other stuff, other projects planned in that city, and I just really want to focus on that. And as you may have seen, or you can see right now on a card right here, there is a future project coming along and coming pretty soon, and I am very excited for this. Just gonna have that series going, and the project as well. So hope you enjoyed that. And what is in store for today's episode, you may ask? Well, since it's the last episode of Brockton County, what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick review of all the districts we've done, all the regions, very quickly, very briefly, because we did that in episode 100, I believe. So it's kind of like a revision of the last 62 episodes, I guess, or 61. And then we'll dive into some buildings. So we're going to, spend maybe 5 minutes going over the town and seeing kind of what made this series so special. So here we are at Shatner Heights, a build that we did on Wednesday. It's very simple. It's got a tram stop. We have some really nice older style apartments through here, some Art Deco style, a little cool community right up on top of a cliff before the lake. And that's what we did last episode. It's right beside the municipal services area as well, which is just down the line from the airport. We also this week built up the town of St. Charles, just a little teeny town on the west end of the city, and it has a rail going. And yes, the rail does work now, because on Monday's episode it did not work. And we also have Fraser Heights at the top of the map, the highest elevated town in the game. Fraser Heights is over here, and a very cute little town with a church and a library and 2 restaurants and a lot of buses going through it. So that's what we did recently. What else has been done in the city? Well, we have the downtown over here, right on the lake. It's kind of modeled after Toronto in a way. It's an Ontario themed city, and I really enjoyed building this. We have this nice nature reserve over here. I never really got to its full potential, but it's got a really cool cave in there. We also have a really cool golf course resort out over here, which the golf course assets de-render when I zoom in too far. So some of them do, over here. But yeah, this was a really fun build. I really like the sports assets that you can download from the workshop. So I always like making sure that we have a resort, a golf resort in our towns, some cool sports plazas or sports areas. Over here is Dean Hills, and recently we've done Dean Flats, which is a newer suburb on the other side of Dean Hills, which is an older town that's probably built up just when the railroad was here, and the traffic through here is crazy. It's something that you should probably look at in a future video, but that's a little ways away at this moment. I don't really want to spend time diving into why traffic is kind of congested, but it seems that in this instance it's just this train that's frozen, so we can actually delete it. Oh no, there we go, it's going the opposite way. Looks like there was an issue with this changeover. Oops, let's go back to here. So that is Dean Hills. Then we fly over here into the town of Pearson, which is a farming town, which we never really got to fill out in full, but it's a cute little farming town. It's got a main street and some nice old houses, and we have some nice farms over here where people can come apple picking with their kids. And then we have more of a traditional farm over here, and then we have just some smaller farms over on this side. with a housing development that was put up more recently over here. And then if we just follow this road down here, we get into, sorry, what was the name of this one? Maple Valley, which is a subsidiary of Strathcona, which is an older suburb. And yeah, this town came along pretty quickly. It was for over 1 week we built this. It has a cool gas station over here. It looks like it lost an asset that we had placed there. We have this cool sports complex in the middle of the town as well, with a hockey arena and a massive parking lot for said hockey arena, or dropping your kids off at their sports games. A cool high school, and we have a future development over here as well, which is pretty cool. So it looks like the town of Maple Valley is expanding. We got some really cool walking parks over here too, and we got some a stable over here as well, which is pretty neat. Then we come over into the town of Strathcona, which is an old suburb of the town before it really boomed, and it's also where the town's paper mill is. The forestry industry is kind of supported by this town, but if we kind of take a hop, skip, and a jump over the rail line, we get into this more modern part of Strathcona, where we have some nice cottages over here, some nice areas to sit by the lake. Very cool. We also put the Central Park asset in over here as well, which is neat. Yeah, Cottage Country was a cool build. I wish we did more of it, but it takes a little while for people to move out here, and I don't even really know if all the houses ended up getting built in the Cottage Country area. Yeah, so there's some empty lots still. So never really saw an urgency in continuing Cottage Country, but we can totally do that in the future, which is the great thing about it. Let's go back to our view here. Over here we have a cute little nature reserve, the Brockton Bluffs, which is kind of modeled after the Scarborough Bluffs in the Greater Toronto area. Looks like it's flooded right now. But yeah, just a neat little walk-in park. And we have some extra ore extraction over here. And then we get into the islands, which was a more recent build as well. Here's an abandoned factory island. And we have a destroyed bridge here that the city removed so that all these cruise ships can, meld into one as they merge into our harbor. And we have, Center Island, which is a pretty cool little build with some leisure assets. Yeah, very fun. And then we take a little quick hop, skip, and a jump over the bridge here into this little teeny island, which is very cool. I like this. I like how the ferries kind of helped out too. I'm sure that it would be very expensive to live here because, wow, look at the skyline, right? And speaking of that skyline, what is over here? Well, we have a really massive waterfront development, which is like a newer development style. So I'm sure the city probably reclaimed some land here. We have our old port over on this side. I think this was the old port. This is the newer port. Yeah, you go up the cliff here. We have a expressway system where the highway is over top of the collector, which is very cool. It looks like the pillars got re-added in after we removed them, because buses can apparently drive through them. That's very funny. And we have the old town over here, which is very neat. Let's get the sun hitting the assets. There we go. Then we have a really cool leisure district over in here with a tourism district right beside it in this area. We have a baseball diamond over here, which is really fun to build. And this is our central library. This is our city hall, kind of modeled after Queen's Park in Toronto. And that's right beside Brockton University, which is in this area over here. It turned out to be quite the sea of skyscrapers, didn't it? And as we kind of bump over here, we have this district, which I forget its name. Mackenzie Square, I think, is this district. This was very cool. This was like a bit of a transit-oriented development. It was really fun. I really like that build. Kind of get over here into the zoo as well, which is a really nice fun build. It has a oh gosh, what are these called? Cable cars, and it looks like people actually use them too, which is really fun. And they go over top of the zoo. We have another kind of transit hub over here as well for the zoo, and all the suburbs that we have over on this side, like Riverside over here, which is kind of a town that spawned up with the ore industry over here. And it has some other suburbs as well that are kind of attached to it. And as we kind of get over into this area, we have pockets of transit-oriented development that have kind of spawned up around metro hubs. And then we also have Pride Corners over here. I really like this view of the city. So you can kind of see the tower over here in the distance. We have Pride Corners, a very transit-friendly part of the city. We have this town over here, which I believe is called Sunken Hills. Very cool. It kind of got spawned up. It's a bit of a transit-oriented development as well because we have the metro running through here from the downtown to the airport. And we have our industrial farms over on this side. And here over in Reynolds Square, we have massive condo towers around this transit hub. And then, yeah, here we are back in Shatner Heights. So what's in store for today's episode? Oh, and West Beach as well, which is a cute little beach town. Very cool. We'll get the Science Center in the background. This was a recent build as well. We have the trams going over the bridge here. Yeah, so we're going to go on the other side of this bridge, or of this beach, sorry, and we're going to build up this shoreline today, and that's going to be the last thing we're going to do in this series. And what's kind of the plan for this? Well, we're going to kind of continue the style of build here from this part of Shatner Heights over into this part of Shatner Heights, or maybe it could be called West to West Beach or something. Just going to take a quick sip of coffee. Because, you know, it is west of West Beach, so maybe it's Super West Beach. But we also have a bit of a tram hub over here. And a helicopter stop, which is, you know, actually being used, which is kind of funny. So we do have an opportunity to get a bus, which I believe we did at the end of last episode. If we take a quick look at the bus, looks like not many people are using it, but I think maybe we could get another couple buses on there. And if we take a look at the line itself, we have this bus that goes right into Shatner Heights, and it connects with this tram line up here. This orange line. So in a way, it's kind of connecting this tram line with this tram line. Even though we have connections up here for this tram line, this yellow bus, people that live over here, if they want to get down to this line, they could either have to take all the way over to this yellow section and come down, or they can take this lazy bus into here, or they could also take the helicopter too, so that's pretty epic. So let's start over here, and I think this area could do very well for an office or two. We have some industry demand, so I think some offices could play pretty well into here, but I think we need to get a couple connections down from Beach Street. Oh, that's hilarious. And Umber Street? I thought it said Limber Street for a second. Interesting street name. So let's just get some pretty simple roads in here. I don't think they need to be anything special. So let's go from about here down. Yeah, I like that. We could go on a bit of an angle here. Maybe we can go off of this road. Yeah, let's leave a bit of gap, or some gap, some space here. Let's do another one. Let's start from this road. There we go, and then we'll get another one right here into here. There we go. So we're just gonna shift around these bus stops and whatnot. So a little tough to see, but we have this yellow bus over here. Let's get another bus stop. Oh, never mind, this one right here. So let's actually just move this one down. And this one over here will move over into this side. And then we have these trams over here. We have a tram stop over on this side, so I think maybe what we can do is move the tram stops down a block or two. So we'll have those there. And then we can probably get rid of those stops, because we have another one right here. So I think we'll probably be good with that. And now let's do some zoning here. So let's get an office building. Oh, that's way too much. I think maybe we can probably settle with just enough offices right in here. I think that's a good amount. And then maybe let's get a touch of commercial over on this side. And I like leaving some spaces between zoning as well. I think maybe we can bump a couple houses up here too. I don't know if we should get a road or not, but we can try. We can just get a road like from here to here, and we can just lower these corners a bit with move it on both sides. Just there's just this first node, you know, just so it's not as crazy. And then up here we can get some nice houses. I'm going to manually select them because I want to make sure there's some space between them, and they definitely need to be at least 3 deep so that we get some larger housing units. Let's do that. And I won't get anything on here. I don't really mind if this is going to be a bit of like a forested border. And then right on this side, we'll just remove the trees. Whoa. All right, so we'll have some houses zoned in over there. That's really nice. It looks like we need a pedestrian connection right here. I thought there already was one there, but you know, always good to make sure that we actually have that in. And now people can cross right here at this bus stop as well, which is nice. We could also upgrade that road to a bus road. We have a 4-lane bus road like this, so the buses can, it'll look like the buses can oops, I thought I clicked this one. So the buses, it could look like the buses actually can just pull over, you know, from a distance if you ignore the lane arrows, because lane arrows don't always tell the right story, do they? Okay, so there we go, we got that started. What is the beachfront going to look like? I think probably more of the same. So why don't we drag the park as the park district all along the beach here. This will also help raise the land value of the area, because if I remember correctly, West Beach is a level 4 beach, and we could also bring West Beach all the way over into here as well, which might be fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. And then I think the plan was to include the island as a part of West Beach. West Beach, right along the beach. Okay, so let's grab this. And oh, you know what? I suppose we should get the park gates in first. So we'll go into parks and side gates. And are we doing every intersection? Looks like we are. So this is going to be a little tedious because we're going to have to come back with move it, and not in park area. We're going to have to come back with move it, and we will have to readjust them so that they're in the middle. You know, I suppose it doesn't really hurt just to go over, oops, just to go over top of the road. Okay, we're good over here. Let's just get one over here, because I think the stop is over on this side. Okay, and we're good for now. So it looks like we're using the dirt path. Let's just use move it really quickly and try and lower this a bit into the ground. Maybe let's bring this one over here, and we'll come back and smooth some things out with the terrain as well. All right, so there we go, pretty simple enough. We'll grab the dirt path. Oh, sorry, I forgot we need to smooth out the terrain first. Alrighty, do a bit farther. Let's just grab, oops, that, and then we'll come back, oops, and then we'll come back with the smoothing tool. There we go. Okay, now we can grab this, and what we'll do So it looks like we are not even really connecting up. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're connecting up with a piece of a pathway. So it looks like we're just having this dirt path look like it's, you know, kind of like a desire path by people walking via the beach. Alrighty, and then we'll bring this one right along the edge of this sand here. It'll probably be a bit more of like a marshy area, wouldn't it? So maybe we can turn this into an elevated portion, and it can be almost like a bit of a boardwalk through here, and then we get to the other side and we'll go back down to a ground level, and we can swing this over. Oops. And then we'll meander this off into here. All right, very nice. So I think we should probably just upgrade, upgrade these portions here. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll just grab this and we'll go from each of these destinations into here. And we're good. So it looks like we're having some gazebos at the end here, so people can, you know, come and enjoy, you know, sitting by the beach. And remember, this is Canada. This is Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario is not the most friendly beach or water to swim in, to be honest. But especially in, you know, in around a city. But I think having these gazebos here would be really nice. I don't really think piers would really work in this area. Maybe at the end here we can get a couple piers. That might be nice. Let's go into the park area and we'll grab this covered pier. Maybe we can put this right here. Why not? Right at this transition point. And what I like doing here with them is to just kind of zoom in as far as you can and then just page down until the stairs kind of disappear a little bit. And then you can really make them blend into terrain. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty nice. Nice little pier there. Why don't we do something similar at the other end? Yeah, and then we'll just pull it back. Yeah, there we go. Lower to the ground a little bit more. Yeah, very nice. I'm sure the water levels fluctuate quite a bit through here. Something we can do to kind of accentuate the fact that this is like a marshy area is to use this low-lying vegetation through here. And we'll just go down into like a single. And we'll just kind of plop these in. And we'll just get a couple random ones through here. Then we can change it up. And then again, just some random clicking across the edge here. Get a couple more on this side. And then even in the newer area, they have, or the newer assets, they have some grasses as well that you can add in. These are all the low-lying ones. So we can add some cool pockets in of these as well. Don't like having these ones as like singles. I like clicking a bunch of them in. I think that makes it seem a little bit nicer. Probably hear my mouse just kind of spamming away, and that's pretty much how I like the landscape. Then we can get some long grasses as well, right along the edge. As long as we get the vibe we're going for, you know, that's what I really care about. I don't personally, how I build is it doesn't need to be perfect, as long as kind of we get the purpose of it. And you know, I think that looks pretty good, minus what's going kind of through the wood here. I think it looks pretty good. So why don't we go back to here and we'll grab a couple more of these lighter ones and we'll click in some more just to blend in the rest of it. There we go. It's a bit more marshy on this side, and I think that turned out pretty nicely. Okay. So I guess we're not really done with the beach, but I think we should get just some zoning in through here. So why don't we just do some commercial zoning along the front? Hey, get out of here, blimp. And nothing too tall over on this side because of the helicopters. A little silly, but you know, it's okay. And then I actually want to paint in this whole area with concrete because I just don't like how everything looks so, you know, not like it was meant to be there. That way it looks a lot more, you know, natural. Right through here we should get a couple paths through. Go with just some dirt paths. Just like that. And then we can get another one to here. Another one to here. And we'll come back here with this, and we'll just try and fill it out as much as we can. Yeah, that looks okay. And one thing we do need in the city is more libraries. We see this right here. Oh, that's university. Okay, well, we're not going to do anywhere university. I thought it was more libraries, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to have more libraries. So why don't we look at getting a library in our new... that's not a library. In our new city, or town over here. I don't think there's a library over on this side in West Beach. Oh, there is. Okay, there's one over here too. So we're probably good. Well, we could add in a smaller one, which is an asset that I have from the workshop. This one does look really nice in this kind of style of build here. So why don't we click that in, and then we'll just use some move it to readjust it. It's a bit of like a modern building. Very cool, right in front of a bus stop too. It's very convenient for people. And then why don't we get some condos over here. And I hope there's a high-rise ban in this district. And the district we are in is West Beach. There's not a high-rise ban, so let's make sure that it has one. So we'll go into West Beach right here, and we'll go into policies. And what is high-rise ban going to do? Well, it's going to prevent your district from leveling up buildings to level 5. And level 3 buildings, especially when it comes to residential, aren't considered high-rises in most instances. So this is going to prevent buildings from getting up to level 5, which, you know, isn't going to give us the most money, but I think it's going to give us a pretty good height distribution. Let's fill this one in with concrete as well. And, you know, honestly, I like filling in most of this area with concrete, especially these areas between, you know, offices and stuff like that, because it just makes it seem a bit more realistic, doesn't it? So why don't we just do that, and then, you know, it kind of looks like maybe just a couple paths through here. Ooh, no, let's fill that in. We could, if this wasn't a hill, we could get like a parking lot through here as well. But since it's a hill, it's a little tricky, isn't it? Even just to kind of put it right here doesn't look the best, but that's kind of what you can do. And then, you know, we can sneak some paths through here. If we just use the concrete path, it blends right in. And you can even, with Anarchy, put them right over top of assets as well. As long as you don't mess up the zoning, you are good. Okay, so I don't really think education really needs to be out here, but let's check some services out this way, because I think it's been a little while since we put anything out in West Beach. So we have healthcare. Death care, we should probably get a bit more coverage of. So let's get a crematorium in here. And I suppose we could place this right here. Oops. I meant to click it in off of this road. Like this. Hopefully that didn't mess up too much of the zoning. Yeah, we're good. Alright, then we'll just kind of zone all this up. Okay, I think we're good here. Okay, we'll just do this. And we'll take that off. Okay, no, I don't want a house there after all. That's not going to happen. Neither is that. And we're good over here. We're good over there. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. So let's just get some trees right in the middle here on both of these sections. Hopefully that should help the look out a little bit. All right, and if you're wondering why the city's going so crazy, well, we had a huge malfunction with a couple mods, and that's one of the reasons why I want to end this series as well, so we can focus more on building a city with the needs without having the more effective transfer mod, which really kind of killed our industries in the city, even though we've been making a ton of money lately, which has been really nice. A little late game for that, isn't it? So let's finish off the beach here, and I like using this green gazebo because I feel like it just looks a little bit more realistic, especially for what we're kind of going for here. There we go. Looks like there's a bit of a sand dune over here, so let's try and clear that up. So we've got some dips going on over here as well. Okay, we're not going to have it on every single area over here, but why don't we get just one more? So I'll just grab the picker mod, which is a fantastic mod. And we'll just place that one down. And again, looks like we have some sand dunes. And I believe we have a beach volleyball asset somewhere. Maybe we can find that really quickly. Yeah, here we go. Maybe let's put this right in there. And then, is that the same thing? Yeah, it looks like we must have painted over it or something like that. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to move these over. Fun little game of beach volleyball right in the beach there. And of course there's so much more we can do. But why don't we check how that park is doing? Hey, there we go, level 5 park. That's fantastic. We can even bump it up to $40 if we want to make some money on that park. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for this area. I actually like this office tower, even though we have a high-rise band over here. I think that's a pretty unique little building there for this build. So we're good over here. We have a bit of a transit destination. Now let's look at how we're going to complete this area up. Well, it looks like we have a bit of a cliff here, so this whole area is going to be the park. So let's make sure that we actually have that defined as the park. Yeah, we do. Oops. So we're good. I believe the only access point down to the park should really be over here. So why don't we have a bit of a road jut out from here? And we could make it a larger road, like this one, for example. We just bump it down like that. It kind of gives us a bit of space to play with. Bring this down over here. And we can get a parking lot right at the end here as long as the ground is flat. This area. There we go. So we'll get a very simple parking lot. Let's maybe get one a bit bigger than that. Okay, smaller than that. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so we'll place this right here. Okay, and we're just going to turn it around like so. So it looks like you can drive right down into here, and this is going to be the parking lot that you can park at. So what we need to do to kind of clear this up is to make sure that the beach path is a-okay. 2, we're going to need some concrete. So we'll get this concrete. Whoops. We're just going to bump this out a little bit farther than we require. And then let's try and actually clean this up on the asset side of things. Yeah, there we go. See how we kind of had a bit of a line going there? That is perfect. Okay, and then on this side, let's try to clean this area up a little bit. Let's try to get rid of those 2 bumps. Okay, there we go. And then what we'll do here is grab the paved path, and I'll just bring it right up like that. Just right out to there. This guy is going to come over. Let's actually remove the pavement from this side. And let's see if we can try and use this path to clean that up. Yeah, there we go. And you know what? We can just connect it right there. So, you know what? Maybe we don't need the concrete in here at all. And we can just use these paths to really kind of keep the line straight here. Okay, we're gonna need to flip sides here. Whoops. Because the light post needs to be on the outside. There we go. Bring this up into the corner here. Okay, there we go. And if I just pull this in a little bit, yeah, very nice. Let's try and grab the node here. Bring it in, and then we can just reposition this. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I don't really know how you're going to get to the other side here. But I think it could work. I think there's actually a parking lot that may work a little bit better. Come to think of it, like this one. So we'll just swing these out. Bring this one in. To about there. Okay, there we go. And we'll swing this beach down. Beach path down. And then we'll just bring this one down over into here. Yeah, there we go. A little switch up. And I think that made a world of difference, don't you? So let's get a fence through here. Let's just use an iron fence. We'll turn off our guidelines. And then just right through here, we'll just get a little fence. And then right from here, we're gonna fence up. And then same thing from right here, just gonna fence up. And there we go, we have an impromptu little beach entrance. And we could use some nice big trees for this area. So let's use some of the new trees. I really like the live oak. This is kind of the tree of the series for Fort Prairie, our Alberta theme series. But I think that's a bit too big, so why don't we go with the chestnut tree? Yeah, very cool. So I think this area is a bit of a destination area, don't you? So why don't we grab the path again, and we'll go from right here. We'll come right up the side, like that. Okay, I think we're just gonna bring it together like that. It's not gonna look too bad. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get a couple park assets through here. So like the bathrooms, I think, are definitely important. So we'll get the bathrooms over here, and I like doing 2 of them together because with Move It you can blend it so that it looks like it's just one larger building. Depends on what you want to kind of define as kind of the end of the building. Like you could do that. And that kind of works still. Yeah, that's very cool. So, you know, every beach kind of needs a bathroom, doesn't it? So there we go, we got that. The cafe could be really nice on the other side here. Wouldn't you want to enjoy a nice coffee or other beverage of choice along the beach and kind of sit and look at the lake? Because it's just a giant lake. Okay, what else? What other assets do we have? Well, we've already kind of done the piers and stuff like that. I don't really think we need the piers over here. The gazebo doesn't really work on this side. Anything, I mean, we could use like one of the zoo cafes. I really like the zoo cafes. Nature reserve stuff. You know, I really like the towers. The towers are always fun to kind of have in here. They play really well because like it's just a cool little tower. So maybe it's like a lifeguard perch. Oh, and speaking of lifeguard perches, the other one actually works fantastically for lifeguard towers. So we can even fly all the way back through here. And we can have one over here, lifeguard tower. We can have one all the way over on this side. Lifeguard tower. Yeah, because they're not that tall. So it kind of looks like a lifeguard tower if you're not really, looking too closely. We're going to need water out this way, it seems. So we'll just bring it down here. Oh, it was just, we barely missed it. Oh, and there actually was a couple spots here with no water. All right, I'm not going to worry too much about how it all looks at the moment. But yeah, I think this looked really nice. Worked out really nice. So we could do something similar over here as well, but we're on a bit of a cliff here, aren't we? Why don't we just try to level it out, and we'll see if we can do this really quickly. We'll go with a bit of a smaller parking lot, and this parking lot will be right on the road. How about that? Now I do have a parking lot. Yeah, this one. We'll click it in. So it has like an entry point, it looks like, right? There we go. And then we'll get a fence right around it. Just go with an iron fence. And we'll stop that right there, and then we'll do it on the other side. Just like that. And why don't we actually just pull this back a little bit. Okay, very nice. So it looks like you can just kind of, drive right through, and then we'll get a nice connection down into here. So we'll use the same path that we used before, and we'll go from here down, and then I'll just use a pavement piece, and we'll go ground level, click that in, and then if I just pull this like that, there we go. Now the light post is gone, and it looks like we can just, we'll just do that, and the light post is in a fine position, and there we go. So we kind of have like a little cool entry point right here into this marshy area. Let's just grab our smoothing tool really quickly, and we'll just touch that up, and then we'll come back with our tree brush, and we'll just place some trees right through here. And right where all like the greenery begins is kind of where we'll do that. And we're right in the cliff's edge here. Yeah, very nice. I'm sure if we just get this down to a couple trees, get a couple trees right through here. It's always nice. I don't really mind if people would just walk into the park. I'm not really trying to restrict it at all or anything like that. And we'll just get some trees over here to finish off this area, because we're not going to really come back to it. So all we have left, folks, is this right in here. And I don't really see it as anything else other than, older homes. Homes that, that were here long before this road became a highway. We could even kind of try to make some terracing over here. And we can bring a road kind of from here, and we can swing it down gradually into like right here. So why don't we do that? We'll just get a road, and we'll place it right along the tree line here, and we'll come right into this corner. Let's actually just bring this down ever so slightly. Yeah, like that. I think that works. Okay, whoa. That's fine. And then we'll just grab this road again, and then we'll just put it in a curve, and we'll just curve it right down into here. And what we'll do here is I'll just kind of tweak that corner, and we'll lower this one until we get a decent slope. And then I'll just slope this one manually to kind of match it. There we go. We'll come back with the smoothing tool and just smooth this all out. Yeah, that works. Kind of just blend in that corner. Okay, so we have some space here that we could do like a couple cul-de-sacs, but I don't know. I don't think that's this kind of street here. So we'll remove zoning on this one. It's not really letting me. There we go. And on this street as well. Let's take it off of that street as well. And there we go. This is all the lots we have for this area. So we'll get some larger lots because this is kind of the style that we're going for. Let's kind of do that. And we'll do as large lots as we can. Let's maybe just do a couple of smaller ones. That's okay. And down this hill, I don't really know if... I think maybe we can get one more house on that side. I think that'll be okay. And then let's choose a couple spots and we'll get a couple paths down here. So we'll just use some gravel paths. And this one, we'll just put it into curve mode. And we'll just swing it down like so. And then we'll have another path connection going from all the way over here. Yeah, let's just clean this up really quickly. There we go. And then we'll get some trees over into here. And, you know, once this all zones in, I think we'll be pretty good. Let's throw a privacy fence along the edge here. It's just the zoo fence, but it looks like a privacy fence, so. And there we go. Let's just get a couple more trees in here. So that'll all fill in. Over on this side, I'm thinking more of the same, you know, some lakefront housing. So let's try to find a level to kind of go off of. So we'll just kind of go into here. Looks like we have already got one chosen, but let's go down a couple slots to about here. And I'll bring this all the way through. We're lagging a bunch in this series. I mean, the city's at 56,000 people. I honestly did not think we were going to get this far when the series began. I was kind of aiming for 100,000, so we went way over. I was hoping that 100,000 people would be the way to go for this series. Okay, we'll end that right there. We'll have a bit of a forest, and then let's just smooth out this area. Let's get that road again. So we'll put it right along the edge. Something like that. And then we'll just kind of curve in like so. I think that's gonna be fine. Alrighty, and then what we'll do is we'll just take zoning off of these roads here. Same kind of plan. And then we'll just kind of zone it all up. Let's just do quick, and we'll just click in all of these. And then I'll come back here, be a bit more selective on this side. Alright, let's now shape some housing. We're kind of doing it in reverse of what we did last time. So I can kind of see where the zones break naturally with the road. So that's important to make sure that you don't kind of underzone in that regard. So I don't want one right there. I think we're probably good like that. And we'll take that one off right there. Okay, and then we'll fill in the rest with trees. Right on the edge here. And then right in here, we're pretty close to some transit. This is the last thing we'll do. What I'll do is we'll just get a road kind of curving up right through here. And then we'll split into a one-way, one-lane road with trees. And we'll just kind of curve like this. And yeah, bit funky, but I'm thinking we can get like a, you know, an interesting little office park in here. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe we can get some larger ones in here. And then since we're right close to the tram stop as well, I thought that might be fun to do. And let's just get a little dirt path here. And we'll curve right in like that. And we can also just connect up like so. All right, and definitely this area needs parking, so why don't we, just one last thing, we'll get some parking. And I believe we've got an underground parking garage somewhere. That's probably the way to go. Okay, I will just go to a location where I know where it is, because I don't remember what it's called. And that is over here. There we go. And why don't we just look at that? It kind of fits right here, doesn't it? Just like that, I'll place it in. We can move it around. Okay, let's just go into move it here, and I'm just going to do this, and we're going to set it all to the same height as that. There we go. Let's pause the game and let's check out the zoning, because now we've kind of used the middle for a parking garage. So we've kind of changed the game up over here, haven't we? Okay, and then we'll just come back over through here and we'll just smooth out the terrain. Okay, very cool. And then we'll just pave in the middle here. I can imagine like this being a bit of like a, you know, more industrial, you know, office commercial kind of area. Everyone kind of knows the other offices in the region. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll just get a path down to here. Oops, I thought I clicked this one. And then right at that node, we will get the node controller. Click this in. What? Okay, add that node. And crossing. Okay, there we go. Let's make sure that didn't ruin too much zoning. And then we'll just get some commercial right down through here. Okay, it looks like it's already kind of popping up. Which is perfect. You know, these are the style of buildings that I was hoping for. Why don't we just grab this building with move it, because it looks like it's a bit funky. And we'll say get to the same height as this. And yeah, you know, this building's look perfect for what I'm kind of thinking. And then we'll just get some trees right through here. I don't really mind if, you know, buildings get grown up over top of them. We're going to have some trouble zoning this area up, but I was hoping that the land value would be high enough because of the park being so close. So we can check the land value. And yeah, it is green, so I think we're good. But over here is a bit blue, so let's just grab a dog park. And why the dog park? Well, the dog park is really cheap, and it's easy to place. And it helps land value out just enough. So get a couple of them right in here. And we could even get a dog park right along the beach here as well. They really help land value out. Oh, like any park does, it's just that dog parks look nice, in my opinion. All right, folks, well, that is it for Brockton County for now. We are leaving the city with tons of land value. I really like this little business park. That's really fun. Maybe we can do this again sometime with kind of the parking as a centerpiece of the area. Yeah, you know, I do really like this. This is a pretty cool little build here. Yeah, let me know what you think about the series. That this is kind of the series that really launched the channel to what it is today. And yeah, I think it turned out really nicely. I like how you kind of managed to get a good taper off from the downtown into this kind of. If we just take this screenshot, not worry that the rest of the area is all vacant, because I don't think my computer could handle us continuing that too far. But I genuinely think this looks like a pretty nice city to live in. I think it has some realism aspects to it, and I think it turned out really nicely, folks. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Did you what part of the city build was your favorite? What part of the city build do you think we should review, or if there's something else that we should add into the series? Let me know down in the comments, because the series is not over. It's just taking a break. We'll definitely come back to it. I don't know when. We'll see kind of how Fort Prairie goes for the next little while in the special project, which make sure you check out. Make sure you check out every other builder as well on that, because they're all fantastic creators, and they're very genuine people as well. So have a nice weekend, folks. This was also the Canada Day episode, so happy Canada Day if you're Canadian, and enjoy any future celebrations you may have in the future. And we'll see you back on Monday, which is July 4th. So maybe you won't see that Monday episode, but we'll be back in Fort Prairie. So have a good one. Peace out.